This is One Broke Gamer Girl, and this is my review of Batman: The Enemy Within, Episode 1, The Enigma, for the PlayStation 4. Because I really am a sucker for sequels, I even purchased Minecraft Story Mode Season 2 after not liking it all that much. I decided to give this one a try. My reviews for the first season of this game were mixed, as I thought a few episodes were great, but I wasn't really pleased with how the last season ended. Basically, what I'm looking for out of this season is to see if this ties together with the first season in any way, or if it's a new story that can be basically played without having played the first season. Picking up a few months after the ending of the last season of this game, Batman has defeated Lady Arkham and Penguin, while Bruce has taken back Wayne Enterprises and kinda made friends with the Joker. Doing some undercover work, Bruce is trying to get the scoop on Rumi Mori, when who should appear but the Riddler himself, quickly changing into Batman. They'll both face off against each other before the Riddler leaves Batman with a little parting gift in the form of a box that has to be solved. Because of the Riddler's return, this case is just too big for the GCPD, and the agency is now involved. Gordon and the director of the agency, Amanda Waller, never see eye to eye and will be up to Batman to set up his alliances. Meanwhile, in Bruce Land, Bruce is being questioned by the agency while trying to solve Riddler's box. This will cause some destruction, along with the reappearance of John Doe, aka the Joker. There's much more going on in Gotham than meets the eye, but you'll only get a sample in this episode. I really enjoyed this episode until that final ending sequence. Yes, it was kind of mysterious, even though you know who did what, and it opens the door for the following 4 episodes, but I feel that it just wasn't fitting and kind of ruined the episode that I was having a really good time playing. On that note, I really enjoyed the whole aspect of the game that lets you not only play as Batman, but Bruce as well. You can make them act the same or make them act like total opposites, the choice is yours, and that's pretty great. I did enjoy the new mechanic of how what you say and do affects the relationships that you have with certain characters. This is one of my favorite mechanics in the game because it makes you think a little bit more before acting, because you then have the mentality of how will so-and-so react if I say or do this, how will this change the relationship between the 2 characters, and how will it affect the story later on. It was nice to see by the end of the episode how, for some people, they were pissed off by Bruce or Batman's decisions, felt betrayed, or just felt guilty because of my decisions that I made as Bruce and Batman. The playability of this game was the same as last season, but felt more fluid with movements and actions. I like how every action sequence is a QuickTime event because it works for this game. Batman is more thought process than just act and think later, so each QuickTime event shows that. This was great, even if it did trip me up a couple of times. That's totally my fault though, and not Telltale's. I want to say that the game played perfectly because it did, but I'm nervous that by saying that the other episodes won't, it'll go back to being a normal Telltale game filled with slow loading times and crashes. So I'm hopeful that last season's bugs and glitches will be worked out, but I'm also cautious. The graphics for this game are top-notch, again, and I'm really loving them. The game feels like it's right out of a comic book, and once again it works for this game because it's Batman. Everything just looks good, from the environments to the Batcave, and to all the cool gadgets that Batman gets to use. It seems like with this series, Telltale always delivers, and I expect it to be like this for the rest of the season. All you have to do to get the 6 trophies this episode has to offer is to play the whole episode. Super simple, and if you play all 5 episodes, you'll have yourself a new platinum trophy. I know a lot of people poo-poo these platinum trophies, but I don't really see them as shameful trophies to have on your profile. There's no shame in enjoying story-based games that act like interactive graphic novels. Yes, you can get trophies just for playing, but not having to worry about going back and finding some random collectible lets you become more immersed into the story. Once again, there is no multiplayer for this game, but there is crowd play. This still isn't a feature that I hooked up or have any interest in using. If you have any experience with this feature, let me know down in the comments section, and let me know what you think about it. Overall, I give this episode a 4.5 out of 5. Here's what's great about it. There's a new story that at the moment doesn't really require you to have played the first season of the game. Also, you get to play as Batman and Bruce, which is an interesting dynamic that allows you to play them as the same person or two completely different people. Plus, your decisions and actions now affect how people, especially the people close to you, think of you, which will probably come into play in the upcoming episodes. Here's what's not so great about the game. That ending could have been so much better and not resulted how it did. It made it pointless to introduce a new character for only one episode. Even though I was disappointed with the ending, I will say that the rest of the episode really delivered. You had an equal amount of time playing as both Bruce and Batman, and I always like seeing how that plays out and how it affects decisions that I personally make. I try to make Bruce more human-like while making Batman more hero/anti-hero-like. It's an interesting dynamic. I would say that if you played the first season, you'll want to play this season, and even if you didn't play the first season, so far it seems like you can jump in and play, although I wouldn't recommend it because you'll miss out on the first meeting of Bruce and the Joker and see how the dynamic of their relationship began. The choice is yours though, and with Telltale's current release schedule, I would say it's safe at the moment to purchase the season pass and wait for each episode to be released, since they seem to be upping their game in the release date department.